Welcome to Binge Eating Reset. You've now reached step 19. And maybe, by now, you're beginning to notice something that used to be almost invisible. You're noticing your urges to eat much sooner than before. You're becoming much more aware of the feelings that come just before those urges appear. And maybe you're also starting to understand, little by little, that this isn't really just about food anymore. But even when you begin to see all of that, something can still happen that feels incredibly frustrating. You have a difficult day. You feel stressed, maybe you're tired, maybe you've had a lot on your mind. And then, all of a sudden, your brain seems to know only one solution. Food, not because you're actually hungry, not because your body truly needs food, but because your brain keeps leading you back there, again and again. And that's exactly the moment when so many people start thinking, see, I knew it, I'll never learn. Or maybe you tell yourself, why'd I keep falling back into this over and over again? But today I want to show you that there's actually a very logical explanation for this. Not because you're weak, not because you don't have enough discipline, and not because you're doing something wrong, but because your brain is simply doing exactly what it was designed to do. Your brain is learning all the time, every single day. It doesn't only remember what was dangerous, it also remembers what brought relief. And that's a really important difference. So just imagine this for a moment. You've had a stressful day. You're tired, you can feel the tension building up inside your body. Your shoulders feel tight, your mind keeps racing. You eat something, and for just a little while, you feel yourself relaxing. Maybe you feel distracted, maybe you feel calmer, maybe everything becomes just a little quieter. Or maybe you simply feel numb for a moment. That moment, no matter how short it was, gets stored away inside your brain. Your brain doesn't think, that was a cookie. Your brain doesn't think, that was chocolate. Instead, your brain thinks, that helped. And that's the part your brain remembers. So the next time that same feeling of stress comes back, the next time you feel that same tension, your brain automatically brings up exactly the same solution again. Not because you consciously decide to, not because you carefully think it through, but because it happens automatically, almost without you even noticing it. It's actually a little bit like using a navigation system. If one particular route has taken you safely home several times before, your navigation system will keep suggesting that same route over and over again, even if there's actually a much better route available today. That's exactly how your brain works too. It doesn't choose what's healthiest. It chooses what brought relief before. And the more often that happens, the stronger that pattern becomes. That also means something really important. It means that your urge to eat often has much less to do with food than you may have believed. What your brain is actually trying to get back is something else. That brief feeling of relief. That small moment when everything suddenly felt just a little bit easier. Just a little bit lighter. And that insight is incredibly important. Because as long as you believe it's only about food, you'll keep fighting the food. You'll keep trying to avoid certain foods. You'll keep relying on willpower. When in reality, you're actually trying to solve a feeling. And those are two completely different things. That's why today I want to give you a very simple exercise. Not to change yourself, not to fix yourself, not to judge yourself, simply to discover what your brain is actually trying to do. Take a notebook, or open the Notes app on your phone, whatever feels easiest, and write down these 3 questions. Question number 1. What was I feeling right before the urge to eat? Not what you were thinking, but what you were actually feeling. Were you stressed, disappointed, bored, lonely, overstimulated, restless, tired? Just notice it. Question number 2. What did I feel immediately after eating? Maybe relief, maybe calm, maybe nothing at all. Or maybe you actually felt guilty. Whatever it was, just write down what you truly notice. Don't judge it, just observe it. And then comes the 3rd question. What changed? Even if it was only for a moment. Did the tension disappear? Did you feel less alone? Did your mind become quiet? Did you feel numb? Could you stop thinking about something, even if it was only for a little while? Write it down. That's really all you need to do today. Nothing more. And maybe, just maybe, you'll discover something really surprising. Maybe you'll suddenly realize that your urge to eat wasn't really about the food. It was about what the food gave you, even if it was only for a few moments. And that's a huge difference. Because once you begin to see that, you can slowly start looking for other ways to create that same feeling. Not today. That will come later. For now, simply recognizing it is enough. Because awareness is always the very first step. And every real change begins with awareness. A lot of people try to push their urges away. They get angry with themselves. They just want it to stop. But the moment you become curious instead, something begins to change. Your urge to eat is no longer the enemy. It becomes information, a signal, a clue. Because, the truth is, your brain isn't really saying, I want food. Much more often, it's actually saying, I want to feel different. And that difference can change everything. So over the next few days, whenever you notice an urge to eat coming up, don't immediately start thinking about what you should eat, or what you shouldn't eat. Instead, pause for just a moment, and ask yourself those 3 questions. What was I feeling before the urge to eat? What did I feel after eating? And what changed, even if it was only for a moment? That's enough. You don't have to solve it. You don't have to fix yourself. You don't have to become a different person overnight. You simply have to begin seeing what's really happening. And believe me, the more often you do that, the clearer the pattern will become. The sooner you'll recognize it, and the less powerless those urges will eventually feel. Because you'll finally understand what your brain has actually been searching for all along. And that's the step we've taken together today. Thank you so much for watching another step of Binge Eating Reset. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really love for you to subscribe so you don't miss the next step in this journey. Because in the next video, we're going one layer deeper. We're going to discover that behind your urge to eat, there's often a feeling you've been avoiding for a very long time. And once you begin to understand that, it can completely change the way you look at emotional eating. I'll see you in the next video. Next step. What are you really trying not to feel? Binge Eating Reset #20